Hi everyone, this is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta, and I'm excited to be back crafting live with you after missing a couple weeks. We're gonna jump right in because, again, like I like to say every week, is I try to keep this within half an hour, 45 minutes max, and we've got lots of stuff to talk about today. Be sure when you pop in, be sure to say hi so I know who's watching. So let's go ahead and get started. So because I was away for a couple weeks, I had posted YouTube videos to schedule and post at 11 a.m. on Mountain Time on Fridays, and suggested that you comment and you can be entered to win a prize, and it was a different prize every week. So I'm going to go ahead and draw for those prizes. So the first one is these two cards that I did, I believe it was on July 13th. So I'm gonna draw for those. So anybody who commented on the Facebook post or the YouTube video between July 13th and 19th, or shared the Facebook post or the video, your names are in here, and I will draw. And the lucky winner is Kristen Henry. So I will pop those in the mail for her. Set those aside. Okay, and then the next one was for the next week, which I think was July 20th. And these are the two cards that will go out to this lucky winner. So this was one of the YouTube videos that was scheduled to post. So if you commented or shared the video between July 20th and 26th, your name is in the bucket. And the winner is Kim Lewis. I believe that's her last name, Kim L. She actually, this is the second time that she's won, because she is one of my faithful sharer people. She always shares my videos, which I really appreciate. So I will pop those in the mail for her. And then the last one was last week's video, which was, let me check the date here. It was, I think, the 27th, July 27th. So the winner will be getting this card in the mail. So I will draw for that. Oh my goodness, it was Kim again. Sharing the video does definitely get you more entries. If you share the video, then you get 5 entries, and for every comment that you make, you get an entry as well. All right, so that's going out to Kim as well. Okay, now, let's see here. I'm gonna turn the camera around so that you can see what I'm doing, and we are going to get started, all right? So just bear with me for a minute. I have to try to remember how to do this. Okay, so that. Okay, now I just need to refresh my screen so that I can see what you guys are seeing. Why do I not see my Facebook Live? Oh, here we go. Oh, we are very crooked. Okay, let's fix this here. Okay, why am I not? My screen is frozen again. So I am hoping, for anybody who's watching, can you just quickly comment and just let me know if this looks straight? I'm on a bit of a delay. Okay, we'll leave it as is for now. And if I find that once my screen catches up I'm still crooked, I will fix it. Okay. All right, so today we are crafting with the Blended Seasons bundle. So this is a bundle that is available during the month of August. or while supplies last. So it's an exclusive bundle only available while supplies last. It is part of the Color Your Seasons promotion. So the stamp set has this gorgeous floral image, some wheat, some leaves. It's also got some Christmas holly, a bell, and some more leaves, and some fabulous greetings. So with this set, this is an incredibly versatile set. You can do a ton of different cards. You can make wedding, birthday, thank you, Christmas, and then just friendship cards. So there's lots and lots of opportunities to create cards with this bundle. And then of course there's coordinating framelets. And so you've got a floral image, a leaf, you've got something for the bell. Here's another leaf image. There's a pretty bow, and then these little flourishes, and then these. These are my absolute favorite, and I'll explain why once we go to use them. Okay, so you get 3 different sizes. And then, so that is the bundle that is available. And then we have, also part of the Color Your Season, a new set of watercolor pencils. So it's a set of 12, maybe? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, a set of 10. And the colors are Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Coastal Cabana, Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and Gorgeous Grape. So these are new colors. They are not the same, it's not the same package as with the set that's in the catalog. All right, so those are available as well. Now they have mentioned that these, it's possible that we might see these in a future publication, but this you won't. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you wanna see what we're making today? We are making these 2 cards. So this beautiful thank you card, kind of like a fall theme. I know we're still in the middle of summer, and especially in Alberta, we don't get a very long summer, so I don't mean to rush it, but I do love fall, and I love leaves. So we're doing that one, and then we're doing this beautiful card as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Pull up my pieces. Okay, so first what I did is I went and I used this middle size shape, label shape. And I took a piece of crumb cake cardstock. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I went ahead and I die cut it. I ran it through my Big Shot. Okay, now this is why I love this set, because take a look at this. The shape itself has stitching around it, but then so does the negative shape, the negative piece. So it's also got the stitching around it. So you can then take this and, well, actually this is the piece that we're going to use. You can use both pieces and they look fabulous, okay? So I'm gonna just piece that back together, and I'm going to pull out the leaf image and some soft suede ink and ink that up. Just gonna set my card up here so I can see what I'm making. Okay, so and I'm going to stamp this once there, and then again like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here, there, and there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this out. And this is the piece that I'm actually going to use. This piece, actually, if you visit my blog on Monday, you'll see what I did with this piece, this leftover piece. Okay, so let's put that away and that. Okay, so now I have a piece of our Nature's Poem DSP. This piece measures 3 inches by 4 1/4. And I'm going to just stick it in behind here. Just like that. And then this piece is going to go on my card base. My card base is just a piece of thick vanilla cardstock that measures 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And that's just gonna go right in the center, like that. Make sure you say hi when you pop in so I know who's here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I've got a piece of vanilla cardstock. It's 3/4 of an inch high and about 4 inches long. But you can use whatever length because you're gonna trim it down anyways. And I just looked at that. This is my old Versamark pad. It's not very pretty. It's very well used. Okay, so I am pulling in my Versamark ink. I'm pulling in my copper embossing powder. And I'm going to use my embossing buddy. And I'm gonna use the thank you greeting. Hey, Barb. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is ink that up with my Versamark. So the embossing buddy, if you're not familiar with that, that just removes any kind of oils or static that's in the cardstock so that you don't get the embossing powder sticking where you don't want it to stick. We want it to only stick where the Versamark is, and I hope this is straight. That looks pretty good. Man, that's dirty. That's dirty Versamark. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dump on my copper embossing powder. Now my copper powder, I bought it when it first came out from Stampin' Up. It is quite thick. So normally I would give this a pretty strong flick to flick off the extra, but with my copper I don't want to because it is more of a gritty rather than a fine sand kind of texture. And if I flick it too hard, I find that too much of it comes off. So I just gently flick it, and then I always have a paintbrush handy, a fine point paintbrush to brush off any extra. Because I use the embossing buddy, there's very little that needs to be brushed off. The other thing that I do is with this embossing powder is I heat from underneath. Because again, because it's thicker, it doesn't seem to stay to the Versamark or hold on to the Versamark as well as some of the other embossing powders. So I heat from underneath so that I don't lose any of the powder on the top, and then I get a nice crisp image. And my screen just went blurry. Did you guys go blurry? Okay, so I'm gonna turn my heat tool on, and I'm hoping that it's, that you'll be able to see if it'll reach. I'm just gonna heat it up for a little bit first. And then I'm gonna heat from underneath. Kind of an awkward angle. You can see it's starting to change there. All right. Okay, so you can see then you've got a nice, beautiful embossed image. Okay. So those are the tricks with my copper embossing powder. Like I said, I don't know if if you have ordered copper embossing powder recently, if it's any different, if it's a little bit finer or not. Hey, Marianne from Phoenix, welcome. Okay, so now I'm just gonna flag the end. Those of you who visit my blog often or come craft with me, you know that I do this often. I'm a big flagger. I love the look of this. Okay, I'm gonna trim this a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to pull in my card, and I've got a piece of our copper, what is this called? Copper ribbon. And this is how it comes on the spool, so it just looks like that. But what you can do with it is you can spread it apart, and it makes it look like mesh or netting. It looks really cool. I love it when a product is very versatile and allows for lots of different crafting opportunities. Okay, so I'm not too worried that that's not straight or anything. I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive in behind here, and actually let's widen that a little bit. I should have cut it a little longer, but that's okay. All right, let's Stretch it a bit. Okay, so we've got that on there, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals and put my flag on. So how's everybody's summer going? Does anybody have any fun plans? Are you going away? Or have you gone away? Okay, so that's gonna pop in right here. And then I've gone ahead and used a piece of copper foil and this gorgeous leaf framelit that comes in the coordinating framelit set. And I'm going to use mini glue dot to stick that in behind my greeting. Oops. So that's gonna pop right in behind here, just making sure that it doesn't stick off of my card because I need to make sure that it fits in my envelope. And then I'm gonna tie a bow with a piece of linen thread. So I've probably got about 6 inches of linen thread here, maybe 8. And I'll use a dot of Tombow on here. Whoa, that's a lot of Tombow. Okay, I'll definitely have to let that sit. Okay, and then I'm going to share with you this new tool that is coming out in the holiday catalog. This is called the Take Your Pick tool, I believe is what it's called. And it is a multi-use tool. So it's got lots of different things that you can do here. All right, so first of all, on this end, it's got like a little paper piercer. And then if you look, can you see that little lock and then unlock thing? If you twist it, then it pulls out and you can put this piece in, lock it into place. And this, you know, as crafters, paper crafters, oftentimes we'll put a layer on and it doesn't go on straight and you need to take it off. This will slide underneath and allow you to just kind of ease that paper off without having to pull it. So that's a great tool for that. I'm sure there's other uses for that one as well, but that's how I can see myself using it. And then we've got this piece that can go on, and this one, it slides in the same way and then you lock it into position, but there's 2 different styluses. So there's a thinner one and then a wider one, okay? And then on the other end, actually I'm gonna leave that off because I'm gonna use that for a minute. On the other end is this thing, and I'm gonna call it a picker-upper. I don't know what it's actually called, but there is this blue gummy stuff. You know the poster putty that we used to use, and maybe you can still get it to hang posters on your wall? It's kind of like that, and it's in there, and when you twist this, it comes out, and it allows you to pick up your fine little things, so like beads or sequins. So up until now, I've been using my finger and hoping that the sequence will stick to my finger, but look at this. So I picked out my copper sequence. So I want 3 different sizes. Whoops. See how easy that is? Okay, and then I want a little tiny one. Let's see if we can find, oh, I think this is copper. Yep. So it just makes picking up that sequence so easy. And then when you go to adhere it, it will do the same thing. It will help you adhere it without getting your fingers all gummy. Okay, so I'm just gonna move that stuff out of the way so I can put my glue on. And I'm gonna use my Tombow, so just a little dot there, and another one down here. So this tool will be available in the holiday catalog, and if you're a demonstrator, you actually have the opportunity to pre-order it now, because demonstrators are lucky enough to be able to pre-order anything from the holiday catalog right now. So you can see that I'm using the paper piercer to just position that, so then my fingers don't get all gluey. This is the rock star of tools. Seriously, it is amazing. So you are definitely going to want to pick one of those up when it's available. The other thing that you can do is if you decide that you want to be in on the pre-order for holiday catalog products, is you can actually purchase the starter kit, and this month you can include anything from the holiday catalog as part of your starter kit. All right, So that tool just makes adding little details like that so simple. And there's our card. It's all done. All right, so let's move on to the next one. And remember, when you comment, you get entered into win the cards that I make today. So I will draw next week. So if you comment or share this post between now and next week, next Thursday, then I will draw for a winner and I will send you the cards that we make today. Okay, so for this card, we are using the big floral image, and I've got a piece of crumb cake that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Oh, Barb commented, I thought the gum glued it too. No, it's just a bit tacky. It's not really sticky, it's just tacky. So it helps you pick things up and then position them where you want them. Okay? All right, so now I've got this gorgeous big floral image, and we're gonna pull in the Versamark because we're gonna emboss again. And my embossing buddy, oh, I've got something sticky on the bottom there. So I'm, again, going to use my embossing buddy all over the front of this crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to ink the floral image up, and I'm gonna stamp all the way around the border. Just grab my, this time I'm gonna use white embossing powder. Okay, so you can see Versamark is like a watermark ink. So you can see it leaves just a little bit. It's almost like stamping tone on tone. It's just a little bit more subtle than stamping tone on tone. So I could leave it like this and I'd have this really pretty subtle floral background around the outside of my card, but I want it to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to emboss it with white embossing powder. I need a couple wedding cards actually for this month. I've got a couple friends that are getting married, so maybe I'll convert this card into a wedding card and use a congratulations instead. That might be a good idea. Okay, so now I've done my stamping. Now I'm going to cover it with white embossing powder. And this embossing powder is really fine, so I can flick it quite hard and I'm not too concerned with it coming off. It adheres really nicely to the Versamark. I think it's time for some more white powder. Okay, do we have it all covered? All right, I think that looks good. So let's get rid of this so I don't blow it all over the place. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring in my heat tool, so it's gonna get a little noisy. This time I'm gonna heat from the top because I'm not concerned with it blowing off like the copper. Just gotta pick this up here. So you can see it changing. It changes from like a powdery look to a shiny metallic kind of, well, it's not really metallic, the white. It's just a shiny look, glossy. almost finished here. Okay, I think I'm done. So now we've got our border and we're going to stick it onto a piece of petal pink cardstock, and this piece measures 4 by 5 1/4. I love the petal pink color, it's so pretty. I think it's my favorite pink. And I'm not a pink fan, but I do like soft pinks. Okay, so we've got that, and then that piece is going to go onto our card base, which is a piece of our thick white cardstock that measures 5 1/2 by 8 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then it's scored at 4 1/4, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up. So what do you guys think of this Blended Seasons bundle? Isn't it beautiful? I really wish it was carrying over for just a little longer than just the month of August, but I'll just make sure I get lots of use out of it. And that I have. I've got a class planned with it next week, which I'll share with you in a little bit. Okay, so there's our card front ready. Now I've got a piece of vellum that measures 1 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to bring in my greeting. So this says, "You're the friend everyone wishes they had," and it's also from the Blended Seasons stamp set. And I'm using Versamark ink, not Versamark ink, sorry, StazOn ink, because I'm stamping on vellum. So it will stamp nicely and not smear, and I can't see it on there. I'm just going to stamp it on my table here. Oh my gosh, it's hard to see. Let's hope it's straight. And when you stamp on vellum, because it is a little bit of a smoother surface, oh, that worked out well. It is a little bit of a smoother surface. You want to make sure that you go straight down, straight up, and try not to apply too much pressure because you don't want it to slip. Because then you'll get that blurred look and it'll look like you've had too much to drink. All right, so now I just flagged the end here, or angle cut the end, and I'm going to use a little bit of adhesive and just put it right down here. And actually one of my downline shared with me a trick that I did not know. She said that, you know, vellum, when you add adhesive to the back, most of the adhesive that you use, you can see through. But this, if you added the adhesive to what you're sticking it to, then you can't see it as much. So let's give that a shot here. I mean, it's going to be covered over anyways, but you can see it a little bit, but not too much. But I think if we had added the adhesive onto the back of the vellum and then stuck it down, then I think you would have seen it a lot more. All right, and then what I have is a 6-inch piece of our polka dot tulle ribbon in white that I folded in half, and then I used the silver baker's twine, the silver and petal pink baker's twine, and wrapped it around and tied a bow. And I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive on here and add that right there, and the card is finished. I'll take a look at those cards. Aren't they pretty? I think this needs a little trim here. Let's trim this one again. So much versatility. That's all, everything that we used is all from the same stamp set. So you can see that you can get something that's a little bit more rustic and fall, and then you can get something that's a little bit more elegant as well. And there are so many more options as well that you can do. All right, so if you are Canadian and would like to order that bundle, you can visit my blog at, my blog at stamptreasures.com and use this coupon code, or host code, oh my goodness. And this bundle actually qualifies you for a coupon code. So the clear mount version of this bundle, so stamp set and the framelits, I believe is I don't have my flyer in front of me. I think it's $88. So because that's over $60 during the month of August, for every $60 that you spend, you get a coupon code emailed to you for $6 off your order in September. All right, so it's definitely worthwhile. It's like saving $6. And if your order is over $50, I will send you a spool of this black crochet trim. All right, as my little thank you to you if your order is over $50. So you can do that. And then I have one last thing to share with you before we say goodbye for today. And that is my class for next week. So I love this bundle so much. I had to have a class focused around it. So next week on August 9th at either 9:30 or 7, we will be creating these 4 projects. So there's 3 cards and this cute little pillow box. And you can do it in person or you can get it to go. So the to go kit obviously does not include any stamped images, but you'll get all of the pieces to create all of these things and all the die cut pieces as well. So if you have the stamp set, or even if you have a stamp set that you think might work, that is comparable to it, you can easily alter the stamp sets as well. And I will film a video on how this all comes together. So the cost is either minimum $35 order placed in class or $20. And if you're getting it to go, then I can send you a host code and you can place your $35 order online, or you are more than welcome to pay the $20 as well. And I will send you the pieces to create it. All right. So thanks so much for watching. Remember, if you comment, I will enter you in to win the cards that we made today. And if you share, you'll get 5 entries to win. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Happy crafting.